Hi friends, welcome to GMK tutorials. In this video, we are going to see about the representation of the digital images. So in the previous video, just we observed that what is meant by image, how we are going to generating the image formation model. Now how to represent the digital image? It is one of the basic thing you have to know about the in case of the digital image processing. Okay, let us move on to the topic. So representing the digital images. So representing the digital. Let us consider, first of all, just I will consider f of s comma t represents a continuous image. F of s comma t represents a continuous image with the two variables, that is nothing but s comma t. S comma t are the spatial coordinates, s comma t are the spatial coordinates in case of the continuous image. That continuous image can be represented as f of s comma t. Obviously image is nothing but we can generally know that it is a two-dimensional function, means that obviously it consisting of a some number of rows as well as it consisting of a image can be matrices format. Okay, therefore it consisting of rows and columns format. So where m is nothing but number of rows and n is nothing but number of columns, therefore m is equal to number of rows, n is equal to number of columns. Where x comma y represents a discrete coordinates, where x comma y represents a discrete coordinates, that notation is generally called as x is equal to m minus 1, y is equal to n minus 1. Okay. So here the real plane spanned by the coordinates of image called as a spatial coordinate. That means the coordinates x comma y are generally called as a spatial coordinates. That plane is generally called as a spatial plane. Okay, now so that is also called as a real plane. Now so the same matrices can be represented in the form of one matrices format like this. F of x comma y is equal to, suppose if you are substituting the different values, so that means image can be represented in the form of a matrices, means that every matrix is consisting of a some number of columns, some number of rows, obviously. Okay, therefore f of x comma y is equal to f of 0 comma 0, that is nothing but represents a first element of the matrix, as well as this is nothing but first row and the 0th column, first column, so up to the n minus 1 column. This is the last element in the corresponding matrix also. So both sides of this equation represents the way of expressing the digital image quantity. So that means previously we know that f of x comma is also nothing but image. This is also nothing but image. That means both sides of this equation represents the digital image quantity. The right side of the matrix are called as a matrix consisting of the real numbers only. That means it cannot existing have any kind of a fraction values like 1.1, 1.2. These kind of the values not exist in case of the matrix. Just it is consisting of rounded values, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, like this only. As well as each element of the matrix is called as a image element. That means whatever the element present in the corresponding matrix is generally called as a image element, or matrix picture plane, picture element, or pixel, pel. These are all the different names for the image element, or maybe it is a intensity value, image element, picture element, pixel, pel. But apart from this, pixel is mostly used in the most of our discussion point of view. Okay, next one is nothing but digitization process. So the digitization process requires that the digitization process requires that decisions be made regarding the values of m comma n for the number L of a discrete intensity. That means if you want to take the discrete values, obviously in the last video we discussed that if you want to convert the continuous image, obviously you have to follow some sampling and quantization methods, then only we can convert the corresponding continuous image into discrete image. Here also same thing, you have to perform the digitization, means that obviously you have to take the corresponding values in terms of some proper order, then only it is possible, right? So for that purpose, the number of intensity levels typically is a integral power of 2. So that is equal to intensity is equal, L is equal to 2 power k, where k is represents the corresponding range of the values. Okay, the dynamic range of the image system to be ratio of maximum measurable intensity to the minimum detectable intensity level in the system. That means the dynamic range of the corresponding image means that maximum value to minimum value. Suppose if you are taking 0 is the minimum value, L minus 1 is the maximum value. So this L minus 1 is nothing but maximum intensity of the corresponding image. This first one L minus this 0 is nothing but a minimum intensity value in the corresponding system, as well as the upper limit by a saturation and lower limit by a noise. Image contrast means generally image contrast means it is a difference between intensity of the highest and lowest intensity levels in the generally contrast means that the difference between the two intensity levels, that the two intensity levels means that whatever the highest value in the same image as well as the lowest value in the same image, the difference between the highest and the lowest intensity levels of the particular image is generally called as contrast. Okay, image contrast or maybe contrast. But suppose if you are taking the number b of bits are required to store digital image, so that can be represented as b is equal to m into n. These are the representation for this one. Suppose this is the represent where b is equal to m into n into k, where m is equal to number of rows and n is equal to number of columns. K is equal to intensity levels can be represented as levels. Okay, so if the k is equal consisting of n number of bits, it can be represented b is equal to n square into k. When if the number of rows is equal to number of columns, at that time both are equal, therefore that can be represented as n square into k format. So these are the number of bits required to represent a digital image. So this is just a brief introduction about the representing a digital image. I hope this video is very helpful for you. Thank you for watching GMK Tutors. Inka man channel ఎవరైనా subscribe చేసుకోకుండా ఉంటే so please subscribe our channel. Okay, thank you.